Okay, so for today, I'm going to show you what I feed my rabbits. Today, we have 7 different types of fruits and vegetables. Heavy on the vegetables. They absolutely love cilantro, peppermint, kale, the big green leafy stuff. Some of the big green leafy stuff is high in an oxalate, is what they call it, and it's hard on their bladder and kidneys, causes kidney stones, bladder sludge. So you kind of have to food pyramid it for a rabbit. So here in this little bowl I have some bananas rolled in rolled oats. It's kind of like their dessert. And then popcorn. The girls really don't like the popcorn, but the boys go for popcorn every time. Just a little treat for them. This is for 8 rabbits. So, it's very little. There's little treats. They always have their pellets out. They always have fresh water. I'm putting some warm water in because it's cold. And it just makes their water freeze in less amount of time. And, I just think warm water is better in the cold. So, think of, okay, food pyramid for rabbits. So this is our base. This is kale, which everybody thinks is high in oxalates, but it's not. It's one of the lowest oxalates around, and it's cheap. And so it's kind of a filler. And this kale, I've eaten it. It doesn't have that real fiery kale aftertaste. It's really good, and the rabbits really like it. So I alternate back and forth between kale and cabbage. They will eat every part of it, even that really fibrous, tough part right there. They love it. And then cilantro. This is like catnip for cats. It's wonderful. Of course, if I was a cow grazing in a field and came upon cilantro, I would eat it. It smells fabulous. I love it. So that's their 2 big fillers for today. And then in here I have carrots, which is high in oxalates. So they only get, a carrot, a third of a carrot apiece. And then celery, which is another medium in oxalates. So they get the leaves and the end pieces, 1 apiece. And then an apple. This is their kind of their, I don't know, it's a sweet, but it's also got fiber in it, They really like this. This is the next thing they go for. Bucky, my big male, he always goes through his apples first. And then on the bottom here I have a piece of bell pepper apiece. It's kind of the wilty bell peppers, and I've yet to call the grocery store and ask for, their peel-offs or their, their wilted vegetables. What do you do with them? Could I take them? Are they already assigned to somebody? So this is all cheap. Maybe all of this together is like $3, which, can add up over time, but I'm a firm believer in changing up diet for caged animals, and as long as their poop handles it, as long as they stay in regular rabbit poop pellets, it's no big deal if they get a little mushy, which your mama rabbits will when they have babies because they eat the baby poop. Just add more hay in on it, and they tend to regulate themselves that way. Bananas can cause mushy poop if you feed too much of them. So it's maybe a once a week thing that we do with bananas, and all of this is interchanged out with other vegetables and fruits. Just to give them a different diet. And my female Banicula, who her last litter wasn't a great milker, I decided to give her 2 pieces of bacon a day, and they're half pieces, so I guess it's a whole piece, just to make sure she has enough fat to milk her babies and make them fatter. Her litter was smaller overall at butcher time, so I know that, having more baby rabbits in the litter will make them, smaller at the get-go, but they never kind of caught up in the end. So I'm wanting to give them a better head start, and I feed my milking mama rabbits more. Like they'll get 2 pieces of carrot, and they'll get 2 pieces of celery, and a bigger handful of the greens. So just kind of giving them more calories when they need it, because they do put out a lot of fat, obviously, in their milk, and to make those babies grow so fast. So you don't want them missing anything, especially before they give birth or right after, because if they are missing anything, my Aunt Gayla said that they sometimes will eat their babies. So I didn't want that to happen, and so far it hasn't. They've been really good mamas. So this is just kind of the episode for today of my once a day feeding what I feed my babies, my rabbits. And then tomorrow it'll be 24 hours after we saw the last video of how much the babies have grown, and we'll have another movie tomorrow.